Greetings to those with me in Shiga. My name is Ashley Davis, and I work as the coordinator of international relations in Ozu City as a representative of Michigan, your sister state of 53 years. I've heard many requests from people to know more about Michigan's history, culture, and even production. So here I am at Chikureinin with a brief story and some drawings I've prepared to share just a little bit of Michigan's history. Hopefully, we'll all be able to learn something new today. Michigan is two beautiful peninsulas united by a bridge of steel, where equal opportunity and justice is our ideal. This part of our story is based on the Pledge of Allegiance to Michigan's flag. What's important to know is that Michigan is separated into two sections, and if you want to go to the Upper Peninsula or to the Lower Peninsula, the fastest way is to cross this bridge, known as the Mackinac Bridge. Now, let me relate to you the history of the state and of those who came to the Great Lakes. 3 large native tribes once dominated Michigan land, long before Europeans ever stepped foot in land. There are many Native American tribes in North America and several in the Great Lakes region. This drawing is based off of a Potawatomi symbol. They were part of an organization known as the Three Fires Council. The main tribes were the Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi, from whom we get Lake Superior's name of Gitchigumi. And that nickname actually became more well-known in the state during the 70s thanks to a ballad known as the Shipwreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is about a famous shipwreck in Lake Superior. From 16th century France, then came the explorer Étienne Brulé, whom, like Samuel de Champlain, explored the St. Lawrence Seaway. Now, a big reason as to why Europeans came to North America is because European society has been heavily invested in the spice trade for many centuries, with exotic spices such as saffron and cinnamon serving to grace the palates of high society. However, these spices were not easy to obtain, and journeys around the tip of Africa to Asia took several months, if not years. Therefore, European trading companies and monarchies facilitated explorations that resulted in the discovery of North and South America. The Great Lakes region was particularly lucrative for the fur trade, as beaver fur was in high demand for hat making. Detroit was founded in 1701 by Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac, particularly in order to fend off British settlers' attacks. As the Great Lakes region was useful for trading, the French occasionally fought the British for control of the lakes and its resources. Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac established Detroit, to solidify French control in the area. One particular detail you might not know is that Detroit was burnt to the ground in 1805. This is partly because past buildings tended to be made out of wood, which spreads fire easily, despite the fact that Detroit is right next to the Detroit River. Yet, in the 1760s, was it agreed that Michigan would be under the British regime. A war called the French and Indian War broke out between the Native Americans, French, Spanish, and English for control of North America from 1755 to 1763. In general, the British won against the Native Americans, French and Spanish, and gained large amounts of territory east of the Mississippi River. The British received control of Detroit on November 19, 1760. Thus was Michigan part of our neighbor next door, with whom we share our lake shores, Canada. Even after the American Revolution, it wasn't until 1796 that we became part of the American institution. and Michigan wasn't a state, it was only a territory at the time. Alas, conflict with the British continued, and it wasn't until 1837 that our statehood was issued. The United States has fought the British even after the American Revolution, such as during the War of 1812. During this time, the British allowed some fights along the Canadian-American border. Michigan's shape also changed due to the Toledo War with Ohio, after which we were given the Northern Peninsula and became the 26th state in 1837. The two animals here, a deer and an elk, are featured on our state flag. Ever since, we've been a part of the American melting pot, with many others not to be forgot. America being a melting pot means that immigrants from various nations have become American citizens and we all live together. Franconians from Bavaria arrived in 1845 to form Frankenmuth and to preach the religious truth. A German missionary named Friedrich Winiken wrote an appeal in 1840 to Lutherans in Germany to help other Germans in Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. This appeal caught the attention of Wilhelm Löwe from the Kingdom of Bavaria, and a group of Lutheran Bavarians settled in Frankenmuth not only to help other Germans in the area, but also to preach their faith to the local Native Americans. In fact, today is Frankenmuth known to be a place to spend Christmas, and for its chicken dinners, which are delicious. Besides its Bavarian heritage, Frankenmuth is known for chicken and Christmas. Two particularly renowned places for chicken are Zender's, which was founded in 1856, and the Bavarian Inn. The largest Christmas store in America is also found in Frankenmuth, spanning 27 acres and selling over 50,000 products. The store is called Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, and it began in 1945. The Swedes, Norwegians, and Finns followed about 20 years later and stayed if Ypres' accent is any indicator. Even in comparison to Michigan's Lower Peninsula, Michigan's Upper Peninsula is famous for its natural resources. Logging and mining are some of its main industries. However, one can imagine that these industries require strong workers, especially in such a northern region where it snows most of the year. It is said that northern Michigan resembles northern Europe, and so many Nordic Europeans immigrated here. For they don't say sauna, which is a warm place where you can thaw. Ypres are considered to have their own accent, which is similar to the Midwest American accent. For instance, I would say sauna, but they would say sauna. The Greeks also came to Detroit and found Greektown, which is known to have the best baklava around. Actually, Greek immigrants came after German immigrants in the area to become Greektown because Henry Ford's factory and wages attracted several immigrants, and Greektown boomed in the 20th century. One of Greektown's landmarks is the Greektown Casino and several Greek restaurants. It's disputed whether or not baklava originates from Greece, but it is a sweet pastry often made with honey and pistachios. Restaurants called Coney Islands are also commonplace in Michigan, with many of them featuring Greek, Macedonian, American food along with Detroit-style hot dogs. Our Polish immigrants also gave us the paczki, which, as sweet as it can be, is said to hold 1,000 calories. Again, Henry Ford's industry attracted many immigrants, including Polish immigrants, with the town of Hamtramck being noted for their presence. A paczki is a Polish donut with lemon, cherry, or other filling that is eaten around February before Mardi Gras. Dearborn is also known for its Middle Eastern population, and where Arabic is spoken within our nation. Dearborn, Michigan has the largest Middle Eastern population in all of the United States. Signs in Arabic sometimes outnumber signs in English in Dearborn. The reason, once again, is due to Henry Ford and his factories. At any rate, salam. This means hello. The city of Novi hosts many Japanese families as well, due to the number of car companies here that has swelled. The town has even been referred to as Little Tokyo. Although this is but a short tale of Michigan history, even learning little is always a small victory, so that we can all live together. in harmony. This has only been a glimpse into Michigan's past and present, but if anything, Michigan's rich and diverse people and relationships are what will continue to shape us into the future. For this reason, although times have been really tough, we will continue to think of our friends here in Shiga and look forward to when we may meet once more in person. Until then, 皆さん、頑張ってください。